Well, welcome to Chris Buzzy Gigs and Reviews, man, and we got the 2005 Mercury Montego. This vehicle has a sunroof, and it is leaking from the sunroof. This also applies for a Ford 500 also. Let me show y'all this right here. So we're going inside the vehicle. You can see where it's leaking, and it just started leaking about maybe a few weeks ago. When I got the vehicle, there was no issues, and it just started leaking about 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna go up here to the sunroof area and show you where it's pooling at. As you can see from right here, this is where it's pooling at. You can see right here, that water is pooling right there. So it's something blocking it from draining. So we're gonna diagnose it, we're gonna take care of it today. So what I wanna show you is this right here. This is what you're gonna have to do. And I also want to give shout out to the people, well actually the one person video who I seen on YouTube describing how to do this. You're going to have to pull this pillar off right here, and you can get access to the tube right here. What I'm going to have to do is take these 3 screws off, and then I'll be able to pull this part back, because you can see right here where it's wet at. Right here, it's wet right here. So it's something blocking it. Something isn't getting, it's in this area right here. And this is where it's leaking from, because it's pooling right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them screws out. Once I pull that part back right there, we're going to take a look at it and see what's going on. Alright, so we are back, and this is what we had to do. We took the liner off. We had to take the little handle thing off also. You can see where the issue's at right here. I disconnected the hose right here. So this is the hose that actually hooks up into there. I couldn't get the whole headliner off, but I got enough space where I can work and do what it is that I need to do. So what I did was I disconnected it from the tube right there. You can probably see it if I can get the phone up in there, with that little bit of light coming at that right there. So I disconnected the tube. It seems like what the issue is, we got a kink right here. I got a small little kink right here. So I'm gonna try to squeeze that kink out, and I think that's what was holding it up. That small little kink right there. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of shape that back into a tube. I might not be able to do this while I'm holding the phone. I should have brought my phone, cell phone holder out here, but shit, ain't no way I can do this either. So I gotta hold the tube, and I gotta pour the water. Well, I might be able to do it like this, so I can kind of show you. Hopefully, we'll pour the water. And you can kind of see where I just poured the water in there. So it's still draining. It just got that kink right there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can squeeze that kink out and hopefully not damage this damn cord. But if you got a leak in your sunroof and you got a Mercury Montego or a Ford 500, because they basically the same vehicle, you may have a kink in your sunroof drain tube, and that may be what's causing the issue. And it looks like it's a lot of gunk right there too. If you look inside of it, look like there's a lot of gunk in there too. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of squeeze that back, and I'll update y'all and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we solved the issue. The issue was this cord, the drainage cord, it had a kink in it. So what I did was I took my pliers and I kind of bowled it back out to make it into a more perfect circle, so that it'll be able to actually drain properly. Now I do need to actually work on it a little bit more before I actually put it back up in here, because I can see that it's starting to take that flat shape again, and I just kind of got it nice and circular. So what we're going to do is I actually got the cell phone stand. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take our pliers and we're going to kind of shape that back to the form that it's supposed to be, so that we don't have to worry about this issue no more. And this is where we at. So let's try to take these pliers, and I need me some new pliers, and we're just going to kind of take them and just kind of bow that down to make it more of a circle. What we'll do is we'll pause the video while I work with these inadequate pliers, and we'll come back and I'll show you what we got. Alright, so as you can see, we got it back shaped how it's supposed to be. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and test it. I'm going to go ahead and set this phone up in the cell phone stand, and we're going to test it to make sure that it's draining properly. I need to hold it right about here so I can hold it up to where it would be if it was inside of the sunroof, where it's supposed to be at. And let's go ahead and test it. We're gonna go ahead and hold this right here. Let's go put some water in there. Can you see it? Yeah. Let's go hot water down here. Make sure that hot water every time let's go hot water. So it wasn't just keep up right there. And the 50 cents was nothing. I can see water running across it. We fixed that. So if you got a 2005 Mercury Montego, let's rehash what we just went through. What you're gonna have to do is gonna have to come up in here. Go ahead and take them 3 screws out right there. Also a 4500 also. Gonna have to take your door handle thing off. You're gonna have to pull this back. You probably won't be able to get it all the way, but you'll get it enough to where you can kind of get right to that drainage hole. I can see it. You might not be able to see it, but I can see it is right there in the middle of the screen. And you can kind of wiggle your hand up in there. You can unconnect it. Do what you gotta do. Connect it back. Task done. Put everything back. No more leaking issues. Y'all be blessed. Be safe. I'm out. Let's go ahead and put everything back together. Alright, so we back again. That's actually the drainage hole right there. It's one opposite that on the other side. That's where it was pooling at. As I showed y'all, it was actually kinked up. So what I want to do is let's do a little verification that we actually fixed it. So if you is having this issue, you can know that if you go through this whole process, you may fix your issue. I got some water right here. Now I'm going to pour the water in behind it, and you'll actually see it going down there. Now you see how it's slurping? That tells me that that cord is still kinked up a little bit. So I'm going to try to straighten it up some more before I go ahead and put it all the way on there. But you can actually see where it's draining now. Versus where I showed you before where it was pooling. So that very well may be an issue. But we do got it draining now. I'm going to try to go ahead and verify one more time before I put everything back together that drainage tube is nice and cylindrical as it's supposed to be. Being that it's that heavy kind of plastic, once it kind of get that kink in it, it kind of works its way right back to that same little flatness, you know what I'm saying? So you want to verify that it's nice and good, but as it stands right now, you can see where it's draining again.